Colin.
Hi, Jake. Very pleased to meet you.
So nice to meet you.
I'm Colin from HeyUGuys. Congratulations on this. No matter how much planning you put into it, how heart-stopping is it to have Florence Pugh step off the top of a building on your watch?
It was definitely. I had some thoughts about like maybe we've erred in ending up here, but she's so fearless. You know what I mean? Once she heard the idea and saw that it was even remotely possible that she could do it for real, she would not let it go. And you know, the other thing is just to have an actress that because the shot is a oneer, and it starts on a close-up of her face, and she's really going through a moment that has to be acted with real refinement, and to know that you have an actress that can do that even while she's preparing to step off of the second tallest building in the world, that's like a real unique feeling, and she's pretty special that way.
And you've got a fantastic cast, and one thing that comes through this is the humanity, which perhaps we haven't seen so much in Marvel films before, is the authenticity and the comedy of all the characters.
Yeah, I think we just tried to make something human, and like, again, from the moment I came on the movie, I was told, make it different, like find a different way to do this. And so we always talked about really like coming at the idea of a Marvel movie from a different angle, but then by the time you get to the end, ending up in a place that really does live up to that legacy of the great movies that they've made, but just taking a different path to get there, and that's what we tried to do.
And how much direction did you have to give to the cast, or did they find their own way into their characters quite naturally?
I mean, these guys don't need a lot of help from me, but I think it's about, when you have actors that great, it's less about, they don't need to be told how to do it. It's more about just shaping it and making sure that, like we have great writers on this film, and like there's a real architecture to the journey that the characters go on, just to make sure, check in of like, where are we along that journey, and make sure we're centered in that. And like Louis and I would talk every weekend about really mapping out the beats of which side of his character is meant to be expressed in each part of these scenes, because sometimes it was line to line, and so that's really what we worked on most.
And just lastly, one thing about Marvel films, there's always going to be action, and there's plenty of it in this.
Yep.
How was it working with your stunt design team, knowing now that there's Oscars available for this? They've done an amazing job.
Yeah, Heidi Moneymaker, who was Scarlett's double for the longest time, she was our stunt coordinator on this. She did an incredible job working with Florence. She even, in additional, because we had an injury, unfortunately, Heidi stepped in for Sarah, Florence's wonderful stunt double, and actually performed some of her stunts. So to have Heidi back in there performing while coordinating again. But even just Michael Huggins and the entire rigging team to do that stunt on that building, the amount of trust that Florence had to have in that team is exceptional. So yeah, they deserve all the credit.
Well, congratulations again. Thank you so much for speaking to us.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey, you guys!
Hey, you guys!
Hey, that's what they all say.
Hey, you guys!